Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Tuesday the 12th of October 2021. Time is 04:30 GMT, 4:30 in the morning. Asian session coming to a close. European session firing up our lunchtime, North American session. Right, yesterday, Monday the 11th, then the first trading day, we had a negative unopposed driver in the yen. No backdoor flows. The opposing positive flows mainly going into the dollar at plus 156, into the euro at plus 96, and into the pound as the rock at plus 94. Activity plus or minus 346. Right, so intra-week then, this is from Monday the 11th open to about 15 minutes ago. Again, we've got this negative unopposed driver in the yen, minus 347, no backdoor flows. The opposing positive flows mainly going into the dollar at plus 150, into the euro at plus 100, and the pound is the positive rock at plus 97. Activity plus or minus 347. Right, so then over the week then so far, admittedly it's only Tuesday morning, we've got this yen weakness continuing. If you remember last week we had a similar situation. Yen as the unopposed negative driver, and the opposing positive flows are mainly being rammed into the dollar. Next the euro, and the pound is the positive rock. So let's have a look what's been happening in the Asian session. So this is intraday, so it's Tuesday 12th today, open to about 15 minutes ago. We've got a positive unopposed driver in the pound this time at plus 9. No backdoor flows. The opposing negative flows mainly going out of the dollar minus 6, out of the euro minus 2, and the yen is the negative rock at minus 1. Activity plus or minus 9, which is low activity obviously. Right, so we'll stop it there, write up the flows, and then carry on. Right, we've written up the flows then. So euro is strong across the board. Yen is strong except against the euro, the pound, and the Swiss. The pound is strong except against the euro. The Swiss is strong except against the euro and the pound, and the CAD is weak except against the AUD and the NZD. The AUD is weak across the board. The NZD is weak except against the AUD, and the dollar is weak except against the CAD, the AUD, and the NZD. So what have we got then? We've got euro strength across the board in the Asian session. We've got AUD weakness, and you can see that the euro, the pound, and the Swiss are relatively strong, and the commodity currencies, the CAD, the AUD, and the New Zealand are weak, as is the dollar. So what's going to knock it about? We've got GBP claimant count and unemployment rate coming out this morning. That's pretty much the data, significant data for today. Tomorrow then, Wednesday the 13th, we've got China trade balance early. We've got German CPI and US CPI, so it's inflation data and trade balance in China. And then we've got the big one, which is the FOMC minutes, which is early evening for us. So that's going to be the key event that we're heading towards, the Fed minutes. Right, so we'll stop that there, write up the asset classes, and then do the analysis. Right, we've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index, basically big pump up previously, came down, it's now back up to 0.10 from the high, so it's 10% below its modelled high. Dollar's still pretty strong. Gold doesn't like a strong dollar generally, and it's 0.36 from the floor, so it's about a third up from the modelled floor. Oil's had that big break, it went about, I don't know, at a peak of about 38% above the resistance. It's now come back from the modelled high. It's now 0.125 from the high, so it's an eighth. It's come off an eighth, excuse me, from the modelled high. Right, Wall Street, S&P Tech, they've all got this sort of charge up, look, come down come back up, and they've just started to come off again now. So we've got Wall Street 0.42 from the floor, S&P 0.31 from the floor, and the tech is lagging at 0.25 from the floor. So they're all below half marks. Equities are soft, and that's the batting order. So Wall Street is relatively stronger than the S&P and so forth of the tech. Right, copper. Sorry, we'll move on to US 10-year and the bund. US 10-year, this is the price. Basically, we had that break in support showing a rise in yields, and it's now come back up a little bit, but it's still below the break. So yields are just coming off a little bit. Likewise with the bund, we had the break, similar picture. So they look pretty similar, those two. So you've got this very strong European and US yields on the 10-year and the bund, and they're just starting to come off a little bit, not much. Copper then has been range bound. It's 0.36 from the high. It's recovered a fair bit. It's about a third off the high. And US steel is still bumping along the deck, but it has shown signs of it's just sort of jumping off the deck at the moment. So it's mildly positive US steel, but on the floor basically. Right, so let's get rid of that and then just try and do the final analysis for today. Well, obviously we've got this data for the GBP coming out. We've got claimant count in the unemployment rate. We've got tomorrow this looming FOMC minutes. So let's get the majors up anyway. So yen and the pound, and the commodity currencies is the CAD, AUD, NZD. We'll stick the Swiss out on its own here. Right, so we've got the FOMC minutes. That's tomorrow, later on. We've got some data on the pound, so we've got unemployment rate there, and we've got negative noise coming out about the Irish situation, the Brexit border, etc. So sentiment is slightly soft on that. Yen, we've got soft equities, so negative on the equities, and we've had a very negative yen. So the yen has potential to go climbing up, and we're starting to see signs of euro strength now, just a few, and the dollar. So if you look at the flows, if you look at the Asian flows, we've got the pound still driving as the unopposed positive driver, albeit on low activity, and you've got the yen. The yen is starting to show signs of strength again now. So the thing to look out for then is the yen. The yen coming up off as we manoeuvre into this positioning for the FOMC. So, and the yen's got a huge amount of elbow room to lighten up the short positions on the yen. So you're likely to see yen strength. And if you look at the Asian session, the only ones that are stronger are the euro and the pound. Now the euro's been beaten down. You're likely to see yen strength, euro strength. The pound has been charging up, and it looks like it's starting to peak now. So you're likely to see the pound on the way down. So you've got two positives. You've got the euro and the yen. And you've got the dollar is likely to be neutral to weak because of the nature of the flows. So that's the sort of general picture. You want to be looking at going long, sort of tentatively long yen. The pound should start to be coming off. The euro should attract flows to the positive, and the dollar should be neutral to negative. The CAD the CAD are starting to weaken, which is you know, if they start to charge up, you should normally risk on. And if they come back down, that's very simplistic, I know. But and oil is starting to come off. Oil's come off. What did we say? It's come off. If I could find it, it's come off an 1/8. Right. So so the CAD is likely to see some downward pressure as well. And then you've got these two with the downward pressure here. Equities, well, equities, they're under pressure. They're not likely to bounce much just before the Fed. So we say equities neutral to soft, and then and the Swiss is likely to probably be strong off the back of the increasing yen strength. So that's where we are really. So if you're going to have a trade today, that's useful information to you. You probably want to think about being short the pound, long the yen, long the euro, and neutral to short on the dollar. The CAD's likely to come off a bit off the back of softening oil. Swiss is likely to strengthen up, and the New Zealand and the AUD are likely to come off. Equities neutral to dropping, I would suggest, and that's basically where we are. Gold could gain off the back of a slightly weaker dollar. So and oil's relatively soft. So gold's probably doing a bit of an about turn there, and oil probably is going to come off a bit more. So that would be our suggestion. So hope that was useful. See you tomorrow for the daily briefing. Thank you for watching.